All right, so we had a little bit of a mishap a few days ago. This cutter bar actually broke, like the bar back, and I took everything apart, cleaned up the sickle sections, sharpened them a little bit, which basically consists of just grinding a little bit on the bottom because they're over serrated, and then it broke exactly again in the same spot. So sorry for the shadow, the sun's behind me. I don't know why it broke, but that's a problem because this is a Love floating cutter bar. Now these bolts supposed to be there, and that one. That's what bolts, those are actually studs that stick up on the cutter bar itself. I don't know of another cutter bar system that uses studs. Now I did have to weld this one back on, wasn't a big deal, because it broke when I removed it. And where it broke, I don't know if I just got it too hot and lost the temper. But I had welded the sections together on the bottom, the back, all the way around, and, well, it still snapped. Earlier in the year, when we first got started, I put these new bearings on. I also changed out this pitman arm because the bushing, well, you know, it's seen better days. No big deal. A couple belts we've had to change, you know, laying around. This place is a mess. But had to take this off the other head. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to show you how we're going to fix this and the miracle that I stumbled upon. But first, I'm going to blow this thing off. Now, these little things, there's two, one for water and one for air, I got from Napa. They weren't really branded, like it's not like a Milwaukee or whatever. They actually came in blue and black and red and black, and, well, I just got the red ones. But the only complaint I have about it is I run out of air quick because I've only got like a 20 gallon or whatever. It's a small electric stand-up. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty handy. The water one, as long as you have like good hose pressure, it's comparable. Well, I would say it does a better job than one of those electric pressure washers, which I used to have one of those too. But yeah, they were like 22 bucks or something. Best little thing for cleaning off machines. You know, blow all the chaff off, whatever. But yeah, we'll get into it. This was another project that I had to do the other day. That is our Circle steel grain bin fan. Yep, oh, that wasn't cheap. All right, well, I quickly started to get carried away at taking these guards off. And I was like, not got a whole lot there, not got a whole lot there. If I take this one off, the bar will just fall. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and slide the bar out before I continue. But take any guesses at what's going on? All right, so that took roughly an hour, I guess. I've got some, this one and that one, I think are the only two on here that the plow bolt's not holding. So I'm going to have to go run to Harbor Freight and get a grinding disc. Because, well, when I was messing with this thing last week, I went through all my grinding discs because I had to grind about 6 of these dang things off. And it's not bad. You just, I do kind of an angle cut, make sure I get on both sides of the nut, knock it off with a chisel, and it falls out. But running to the parts store kind of stinks. Another thing I noticed was, well, this isn't supposed to be just sitting there, and this is really supposed to be like over there. I had adjusted that and put a bolt in it, but obviously that bolt broke. It was the same bolt that came out of it used. Looks like I got one broke right there too. That one's been broke, but I've never had any problems. But no matter what, anytime ever, the entire time I've had this head, if you lift it up, it would always seem like this side would droop more. Now all the chain links, it's got hang chains. All of them are the same length. There's 3 open links in between the one that's on the pin and the one that's in the bolt. And I always thought, well, maybe it's just because all the drive stuff is here. But again, that could be maybe something what's going on. I'll have to get a bolt put in that thing. All right, well, as you can see, bar is completely stripped. Took a flap disc, and I am gonna like just shoot some spray paint on it, I guess. But I mean, it's already here. I took it down to bare metal. But the main reason for grinding it off is where the new guards and everything will be. I want to be as flush as possible. So I guess let's talk about that. We have a brand new crary cutting system. Now this is all new old stock stuff. These are the original new old stock. They're black. Exact same part number they started calling their Golden Cut series. So I'm assuming this is just like a, you know, those are painted, and where it's chipped off, you see it's rusted. This might be like some kind of a heavy duty coating. The guy gave me a super stupid good deal on all this stuff. All the guards, I've got all these fancy spring-loaded hold downs. If my camera will focus, there we go. They've got like these wear things on them. Going to be pretty interested to see how those work. I've got 3 boxes of new old stock, New Holland sickle sections. I've got somewhere in here, oh, there's a box of bolts, which we'll get to that here in a minute. There's another box. These are actually for the, let's see if it says on it. Oh, yeah, see right there, Love. Because I have the Love floating cutter bar. Probably going to be running the all new plow bolts and everything for the guards. Out the door with a bunch of extra stuff that I found once I got there is under $1,000. And I don't regret it by any means, other than this little pile right there. Because they pulled the parts wrong. They had all these are a 7225, and I guess it's kind of hard to see, but this is a 7228. So where the problem is, I was thinking like, well, you know, these use plow bolts. These ones use carriage bolts. I'm like, okay, it's not the end of the world. Then I kind of got to looking, and well, something is a little different about these. This one's upside down. Now you see the problem. Then I go to, okay, let's check out this channel. This looks bigger. That's because it is. And then if you line up the bolt holes, the bar doesn't even line up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They gave me 7. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They gave me 7 of the wrong ones. What stinks is I drove 3 hours. Well, I drove 2 hours there after work and 3 hours home. So a total of 5 hours of driving to get all this stuff last night. And now they're closed till Monday. So I don't know. Maybe like on the ends or someplace to someplace where I can easily access, because some of these old guards, I mean, some of them are really bad, but some of them aren't the end of the world. You know, that one's real bad. It's real big gap, worn out. Some of these aren't the end of the world, and what he was telling me initially before he talked to me about these guards, because I had called just for a cutter bar because my cutter bar broke. That's what I showed you. He said that he thinks that I could get away with using my old guards. But I think what he was talking about is I would have to grind in here for the, because that's got bolted sections and not riveted like I'm used to. So I guess it's not the end of the world if I've got to throw a few of these on there. You know, I'll just put it in the center because that's easy to get to, and typically I don't have any kind of cutting or plugging issues in the center. It's usually always on the corners. which is where that bar broke. I guess I'll show you that now that it's out. Now, I got lucky. He had one section that already had teeth on it. This is what makes this special. Probably, very well could be, you know, one of the last in existence. I'd guarantee it, because it's a crary system for a love floating cutter bar. Love floating cutter bar, you can see my bolts broke off. I think I said that. It has these studs on the top for mounting the drive, like the Pitman arm. Now we're also staring at the other issue with the bolts I was talking about. These take countersunk bolts, just where this plate mounts. I didn't get any of those either. But obviously there's the brake put back together. The length is good, so I've only got 1/2 of sections I have to bolt on. Not the end of the world, but it's the end of the world for the weekend, I guess, if I can't make it work, because we got rain 2 days in a row. Yesterday morning and Thursday morning. Today's Saturday, the 9th, something like that, November 2023. But yeah, we've had sunny weather all day. Humidity's been relatively low. I would imagine I probably could have ran some beans tonight, but this is just, it's a pretty big undertaking to replace this stuff, especially by yourself. I did have a buddy offer to come and help, but he lives real far away, and I mean, short of like bolting the parts on, you know, you could have one guy at one end with a set of tools and you at the other end, but only one guy's going to be grinding all this rust away. Only one guy's going to be, you know, whatever. I don't know. I didn't want to bug him. He's a buddy of mine, but yeah, so I guess I'll keep chipping away at it and we'll see what happens. Guess on another side note, I did fix this. I also fixed that one that was broke. I straightened that bracket that's going up and down there. Now, something I did the other day, said I had replaced a couple belts. This is the belt, and this is for the real drive. Now, if you look, the belt is not coming flush with the end of the pulley there. And the way you're supposed to do it, adjust it, is with it all the way fast, you can move this thing up and down via those carriage bolts. There's 4, 1, 2, and then 2 in there. And I had did that with the other belt. I should have taken this inspection cover off of here. You can kind of see how, I don't know if you'll be able to tell or not, but that belt is significantly wider than the one I took off. I believe they're both New Holland because, well, they both have yellow paint on them from the factory. But this one, it's just so worn. Now, the problem I was having was the reel would, if I slowed it down and need to slow it down, it would just stop. There was kind of no happy medium. It was either on or off, and on wasn't even that fast. Put this belt on here, which was, I didn't do it initially because I was intimidated. But have no fear, you should just believe in yourself, because that's what we're supposed to do. That's what gets us places. All you do is you take that bracket off, 2 bolts, right there, right there. Slide the belt off the bottom, slide it up over the top, and then you can just travel it along, fit it through that hole, undo your chain coupler, bam, change the belt. The service manual tells you to take a whole bunch more stuff off, but that's how I did it. So now with the new belt, it does work better. It's not slipping at all. It's not like before, the little tiniest hill of beans on the cutter bar would stop it. Now, it's just, it's not going fast enough. And I'm assuming with this new cutter system, I should be able to go substantially faster. Now here's something that sucks because I knew I was going to have to do it anyways. There's a link. There's a link. When I moved that thing down initially, I needed to add chain. Well, now that I've got a good belt on there, I have to raise that up so the belt sits flush with the top of the sheave. I know you can't see it. Terrible footage. Sorry, a little rusty here. And you can see my tensioners all the way out. But at least all I have to do is take this link, take those out, and you know, whatever. But that was like an hour of my time dicking around when I should have just changed the belt anyways a couple weeks ago.